Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm starting it just a little early in that. Sorry. So that. Oh, what's going on here? What's that? Hi, everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF. I thought I'd just start a little teensy bit early just to make sure that everybody's, those who want to join us get some time. I always try and have a little bit of a chat in the beginning. Show you some new things. Look what I got. It's so cool. I'm so happy. I'm so stoked with this. It's my new coffee mug, which is something that if anybody's really loves my product, yeah, you might get one of these for free. If you purchase from me and go give me a Google review, you can get one of these. I actually want to make another one that says "Have a delicious day," which is really my motto. That I like. If you've ordered from me, you'll see on the emails it all says "Have a delicious day." Everything always says "Has a delicious day." Why I did not think to put "Have a delicious day" on there, I have no idea. I only thought about it. I only thought about it when I went to go collect the mugs. I just want to turn something down. Sorry about that. um, I normally put this on the TV so I can see it, and but I have it on mute, and I didn't put it on mute. Clever me, and I could hear myself playing back. Oh, dog, what do you want? Anyway, guys, happy Friday. Yeah, thank goodness it's Friday. It's time to, like have a chilled weekend. I've had a sickly child this whole week, so it's been a bit of a chaos. But she's much better, so back to school on Monday, which is awesome. Yeah. Oh, and I was talking to you about my beautiful mugs that I've received. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have one made that says delicious. Have a delicious day. And then if you yeah, if you order from me, you might just get one for free when you order. But obviously, it's with the pretense that you go and that you go and do a Google rating for me. Yeah, little bit of bribery and corruption there. Friendly bribery and corruption. You can get freebies. What you doing? I've got my just nuisance here, and you know she seems to always want to be a nuisance when I start streaming, huh? Always. So yeah, just be aware that obviously in the stream, my child might pop in, dog might give me some barking noises. It is what it is. It's how it works when you're working from home and when you're trying to do things like this from home. Don't have total peace and quiet. Maybe one day I'll have my own kitchen, as in off premises, you know, not from home, and then I could have complete silence. Anyway, so let's get to doing what we're going to do today. I had to do a bit of juggling because originally I was going to do an order today, but that got postponed. So I just decided to do my top 5 nozzles. I generally use these nozzles for just about anything and everything. They have multiple uses. See, just nuisance. What do you want? So yeah, so these are, first what I'm going to show you is what each one of them can do, the different techniques that each one of them we can try and use and do. And then I'm going to show you how you can put all 5 together for 1 cupcake, or you know, or you can do 3 of them for 1 cupcake, just depending on how you feel. But yeah, I pretty much use these a lot. a lot. I actually have more that I use as well. I use the leaf nozzle a lot, and I use the petal nozzle as well. But these for like just to make pretty cupcakes. You only need 5 different nozzles to make a pretty cupcake, because each one of them can do different things. So, and not just one technique, multiple techniques. So obviously I've made some buttercream, so we're going to mix up some buttercream. And we will go from there. I'm just going to switch my camera and logo off just so that you guys can see better. It's always nice to see, you know, not in between other things. So let me just switch it off so that you can see me. If you are in, say hi. What we are doing is just a quick one. If you're in my live and you are chatting to me and say how's it, I will be able to pick up your name, and if you live in the area by me, in the Cape Town area, and you come into my live and you have a chat with me and say how's it, I can pick up your name, and then I can send you over a 100 Rand voucher for you to use on my online store. Okay. But let's get down to doing some techniques. So I already have some like purple mixed in. So I'm just going to add to it, because actually what I want is I'm going to do a combination of like that dark purple, a much lighter purple, and white, and then yeah, and then we'll do like a mix of all of that and see how we go and see what you can see all the different things. So I'm just going to pop some buttercream in there. I just want to actually get a decent amount so that so that I don't run out. You know, also because sometimes you can, yeah, it's always better to have more. If you have more, you can always utilize it later. Then not. And then you have to, like, I don't want to have to quickly say, guys, now I need to go make buttercream because I haven't made enough. Oopsie. Okay, So I'm going to just make this purple a little bit darker, because I want a definite two-tone. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make, I'm going to use a little bit of pink with the one, just because I can. But this particular nozzle, I'm going to make it two-toned with purple and white. And then, yeah, and then I'm going to have a light purple. And then I'm going to do another one. So let's just get this nice and dark. And one, two, three, four, five. I'm missing one. Oh, it's in the deep. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to actually put purple in here, purple gel, because it'll end up making it too dark, and I don't want it very dark. So I'm just going to take some from the dark one and pop it into the white, and then that way I can have a lighter shade of purple without adding too much gel by accident. And you know, the yellow of the buttercream does kind of put it off a bit, so I might just add in a little bit, just a teensy bit, but I'm going to have to try and be very, very little, like for real little, just to get so that it shows up purple rather than like coffee mud color. Actually, what I might do is just add teensy bits of pink so that it's a purpley pink. Yeah, we had, I don't know if anybody else had load shedding today so far, but I see it's been suspended, so we are back on power. Yay. Okay, this will do for what, you know, we're experimenting, right? That's why I do it this way, so that we can experiment. And then I just want to so my buttercream has been sitting, even though I was mixing it, it's been sitting, so it looks great, but it doesn't look nice, fluffy and creamy because it's been sitting. So I'm just going to take some and put some in a jar so that I can just mix it a bit, so that it gets its fluffiness back. You know, get its mojo back. Always mix your buttercream before you start putting it into your bags, just to make sure that it's not looking like it's separating kind of thing. Just mix it a bit so that it starts to look more creamy. You can see it looks a lot more creamier. And always when you're piping, make sure that you can you know, have a hold form. If you don't hold form, it's the same with even with royal icing. If you're gonna pipe definitive little patterns and stuff, not flooding. You know, like if you're actually going to use royal icing to do lace work or even using to use a nozzle with royal icing, you must be able to hold form, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, so right, so one of the things we're going to do is, okay, so I try to plan everything. This is basically how I go anyway with my cakes and stuff. So I kind of like work out beforehand what nozzles I'm going to use and what nozzles are going to be what color and which ones are going to be two-toned and all that. This one is amazing as a two-tone, so I'll be definitely using this as a two-tone. I think actually the light purple is light enough. No, I'm going to use a dark purple, and I'm going to use the white with that one. This one I'm going to use the light purple, but I'm going to put a streak of pink in it. And then so what did I say? That's two-toned. That's going to be the light pink with a streak. The light pink with a streak. I mean the purple with the light purple with the streak. And then I'm going to do this one in dark purple. If I can remember this, dark purple. And then just I'm going to do plain the light purple and then some white. Okay. And then we can see what they're going to do. Okay, so let's do that one. So the usual hack with the cling wrap always works when you're trying to work with multiple colors. It just makes life easier. I'm not going to really pipe it. I think using a knife will be fine. What did I say? We're going to use we're going to go pink, dark purple and light purple together. Alright. I can't remember already. This is terrible. My brain is not functioning properly at the moment. It's so funny. Okay, what did we say? That is going to be the light. We're going to do two-tone. Okay. We're going to do the dark pink, the dark purple and the white, because then it's really going to show up. I like it when things show up a lot. You know, you need to make a statement, right? So, you know, don't do something where, you know, it's going to be so subtle that nobody notices it, you know. This is something that my dad taught me when I come from the print media industry, and well, both my dad and I do. And so he taught me a lot, and he was always used to say to me, Tina, when you're doing stuff, if you're going to make a heading or something like that, you need to actually like do something with it. Don't make it so subtle that you actually can't see it. So it's the same thing, you know. Let's not make it subtle, you know. We go big or we go home, hey? I think. Go big or go home. Yeah, that's me. Go big or go home. Okay, so we're just gonna, so you can see, like, obviously when you do it like me, like I'm doing now, with the knife, you're not gonna have a lot of consistency or anything, because the amount of buttercream you end up putting down is not necessarily 100% equal or anything like that. So I like to use the, you know, piping the nozzles like I did on Wednesday when you're doing rainbow colors, because you kind of want them a little even. But this, nah, not so much. So, and also you could land up with a really nice effect if it's uneven, and it just makes it feel fun. Okay, so we'll just twist that in, and we're gonna put pop that into a piping bag. Right, and we're going to cut that little bit off as usual, and we're just going to pop that in there. Okay, so that's bag number 1. Then I actually need a different bag for this one. Oh, yes, maybe. I don't really want to cut it, but if it pops out, okay, that's going to work. Yeah, there we go. So I've had my bags washed and they're still not dry. So I'm just quickly drying. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the fun skewer two-tone color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a streak of pink from here all the way up the seam. I'm using the seam as my guide. I'm not going to put it in anywhere else. I'm just going to do it up the seam. Okay. So we've got a nice bit of pink, and we're just going to run it up the side like that. Okay. Some might get on the other side, but that's okay. It's not a train smash. But the majority of it will be down the side with on the seam side. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this over, and then I'm going to gently, I'm trying to get it so that you can see. Oh, it looks, and then I'm gonna gently put in the white. Did we say white? No, the light pink. We're going to gently put the light purple in, down in there. Let's just put that down like that so we can open this. Okay, so we're going to gently put it down because we don't want it to mix up too much. So when I put it in, I'm actually going to pull my knife up against this side where I haven't put the color, so that it doesn't interfere. Okay, we're just going to do that. I'm just wondering how much color we need. Okay, so that's our, and only now will it mix in, but it's not really going to mix in. You'll see it'll we should get a nice pattern. Every time I do it, I did it with the advanced roses and it worked out beautifully, but sometimes every time I do it, it doesn't work. Okay, and then we're going to do that one in plain purple. So let's put the plain purple in. Again, with this kind of nozzle where it's thinner this side and the big one that side, I just keep it on the seam side, the thinner side, so that at least you have a guideline. And then we're going to do a plain pink, a plain light purple pinky color, and a plain white. So we'll have a nice mix of what we're going to do. And the end result of what we're going to do can be done solely in one color. You don't have to do it with multiple colors. I'm just using it like this for an example and so that you can see better. But yeah, I mean, you can do it all in pink, all in red. You don't, you know, and just use all the different techniques. Or yeah, you can do it in multiple colors. And then I'm going to do that one in, no, let's cut that. The star nozzle in the right thing. Thankfully, all my customers collected already at the beginning of the week, so I haven't got any orders for the weekend, and just as well because I have a little bit of a cold that I have caught from my daughter after her being very, quite sick with the head cold. So hence why I sound extremely nasally, and I'm not coughing because of the sickness. I'm just coughing because I have a post-nasal drip. Just an FYI. I know that the one time I was on Twitch live, and for the same reason I was coughing, and someone turned around and said, "Oh, do you have the sickness?" And I'm like, "No, I wouldn't be standing here in front of the camera if I did." So, yeah. Okay. And we're going to make something really pretty out of this. But okay, first what I'm going to do is for each one of these, I'm going to show you what it can do, okay? And then we're going to decide what we're going to put together. And we'll do an array of things. Okay. So as usual, I'm just going to use some parchment paper because we're practicing and it's all experimental. I prefer not to bake a whole bunch of cupcakes for experiments, because yeah, trying not to eat the profits and also trying to stay healthy. I say that when I'm, as you know, I sell these things. No, not necessarily unhealthy. It's just, you know what I mean. I can't be consuming these things 24/7. So, right. So let's start with. Okay. Actually, I'm going to start with that one because I really like this one. So. This is one of those nozzles that I go to the baking shop and I say to them, "What's new? What's new? You know, do you have a new and exciting nozzle that's you know different and you know that you feel could be worth keeping and buying and doing something fun with?" And I get this. So I'm just going to try and zoom in a little extra for you so that you can see better. Let me go here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. I want you to be able to see the patterns. Okay, and then I'll zoom out just now. Okay. So, right, I hope that's clear and not clear. Yeah, it looks pretty clear. Okay. So I'm going to try and stay within the center so that you can see what's popping. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. And with all the nozzles, basically, you can just squeeze and lift, or you can do a squeeze and a twist. You know, they all come with different kinds of things. This one I love because this one is amazing. If you just squeeze and lift, it gives you this pretty little star, okay, which is really nice. But the way it's set out is it kind of gives you the twist as well. But if you twist it even more, so if you actually do the twisty, it'll twist it. It gives you that extra twist. It's really awesome. I generally use this one for, you know, on its own, where you can twist it and lift it. You can also just lift it up. So you can get one or two different variations from this. There's not a lot of different variations with this one. It's basically the star like that, or you do a twist, but it does the twist for you, which is, you know, if you just keep squeezing, it'll do the twist for you to a certain point, like this one. Okay, so that's that one. Then the next one is what we use generally for a very simple, easy to create rose. Okay, but we're going to do the same thing where we're just going to squeeze and lift, and we're going to see what it does if you just squeeze and lift. Okay, so the I put too much. Just got to be careful that you don't put too much gel in, because apparently that's what I've just done. I put too much gel down the center, so it's coming through. Okay, squeezing through there. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, a squeeze and a lift. So it basically gives you the same option as that one, really. So that you can do it as a star. You can do a twist. Okay, so that's now 3. And most famously, to do a beautiful rose where you squeeze and lift, and then you do a lovely twirl. Let's see there. There we go. I generally use this only for that and for that, for the little twirl and the rose. I don't use it for a finish or anything like that. It's too big. But I mean, and you can. I just want you to see. So all I did was put a little bit, or a little too much though. But it looks so pretty because it's got so many different shades now. So I didn't mix color like I did with this one. I just put some of the gel, and then it kind of mixes as you go along, and then it just gives you so much different variations. So now there's like light and dark, and which really makes it fun. You could do a thing, but this is for, like, if you were doing this on a massive cake, you could do that. But like I say, it's quite big, so really wouldn't do that kind of pattern with it, but you can. Okay, let's move that along. So then we have, this is a lovely, so this is basically a flower nozzle, a flower petal nozzle. The difference is it's not straight, it's curved. So it's a curved nozzle. So if you can see, I'm going to do it I'm just going to do a straight line so that you can see, well, not a straight line, I'm going to do a wavy line with it. So it gives you a bit of a curl, but you can actually use it, you can use it for for a flower. Turn it around. So I don't use it often for flowers, but you can make a flower out of it. I think there is a particular flower which I need to do a little bit of research with it, where you build it up as you go around. So even though this doesn't look like much, this one, you can do that kind of pattern with it for petals. Flat, not going to do much, obviously, but it looks nice if you make it like a so that's straight up, or you can go zigzagging, which will give you a really nice pattern, and if you do a few of them, it looks quite nice. So that's actually, I mean, this one's a very simple nozzle, but it's the reason. Oh, sorry, I didn't show that in there. Oh, sorry. And it's because of that I like this nozzle that I use when I'm doing a combination of nozzles. Okay, then let's move it up. Then we've got the star nozzle. So now we get into, so this star nozzle is also very nice. You can do a multitude of different things with this one. I have varying sizes of this one, and because even with the varying sizes, you can do the same thing with all different sizes, and each one will look completely different. Not only because it's smaller, but as they get bigger or smaller, they have more or less of these little teeth. So, but I've only got one, no, I've got two. This one's also a star nozzle that I'm going to use, but yeah. So this one, okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the camera. We're just going to do the usual squeeze and lift, which gives you a good old star. You can build it up and just swivel your hand a bit, shake it a bit to give it a bit of a swirl. You can, I think out of all of them, probably this one's got the most multi-uses out of it. So you can make almost like a rose effect. Doing it in the same way where you go from the middle out, or you can go from the outside round and in. So you can already see that this one's got already a multitude of different uses. I like to use this one as a finish on the edge, on I find that the modern bakers these days, the idea of modern baking is that you don't finish your cake off. What I mean by that is the bottom of your cake, where your cake meets the board. For me, it needs to be finished off. That means that you put a row of stars, or a pattern or something that finishes the cake off. You can't just leave it nothing. It's a real pet peeve of mine when I see so many cakes that have been finished off like that, and it is terrible. You can make patterns like that. There's so many things that you can do with this one. There's so many. I definitely a must buy if you are a baker or starting out, or even just a home baker, you know, that bakes for their family. This is a definite nozzle to buy. I'm trying to think of what else you can use it for. Yeah, and then just even if it's a small one, yeah, you can get a lot of different patterns out of that one. So you're gonna see. So I like this little one. It just gives you some fun little finishes. It's also a star nozzle, but a very, very small one. Again, love to use it for finishing off cakes. So again, we're going to just do a squeeze and lift. What is going on? Why is it blocked? It seems to be blocked. I don't know why. Oh dear, it's blocked. I think there's a hard piece of icing down the center of it, which is not good. I don't know why there's a hard piece of icing down there. Sorry, and I'm just using a toothpick. I've got to be careful because I don't want to ruin my... Oh, no. Okay. That's not going to work. Okay. I just need to... Oh, no. I'm going to just wash it out because I don't know why it's getting blocked. Again, live streaming, this is what happens. Always laugh at that. When I do stuff like this and in live streaming, then something happens. I suppose you can only laugh, eh? Laugh or cry? Or it's better to laugh. Okay. So I'm just going to pop it into a new bag. Okay. Not sure what was hot in there. Anyway. Okay, so let's just check. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're also going to do the squeeze and lift. So it's basically going to give me the same effect as this big one, except so much smaller. So now this one, I also use, you can do the same patterns. It makes a mini rose. Don't know if you can see that. It's not, I think there's too much light. See if you can see that better. Don't know. Can you see it better? So this one can actually make a cute little mini rose. You can go from the outside in as well to give you the swirl. Same thing, also a nice finish. You can go up and down like that, or you can do for your finishes, you can just make stars, you can make swirls, you know, zigzags. So there's a multitude of things that you can do with this one as well, that you can use for finishes and make it look quite pretty. Except I don't think you can see much with this color. Okay, so I think that's basically what each one of them does. I realize that this stream today is not going to be a very long stream, which is fine. Okay, I just want to move this along. And I think I'm going to zoom out a bit because maybe it's giving not such a great quality because I zoomed in. So let's give you a little bit better quality by moving out a bit. I just like it if you can actually see it better. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to do like what I always do. We're going to do it with a ramekin. And we pretend the ramekin is a cupcake. And you only do this to fill your cupcake, so you wouldn't do more than, obviously more. Right, you're going to land up with, I don't know what, a mess. Okay, I'm just going to use the bigger side of this. So the ramekin's obviously bigger than a normal cupcake. That's not the size of a normal cupcake, but it's great for practicing. Okay. So we're just going to put that in there. So you don't have to use these nozzles. You can actually use a whole bunch of completely different nozzles. I have like quite a few nozzles, so I use a mix of things, but generally I use these ones for what I'm going to do now. It's just to make a really, really pretty cupcake that you can do. So I always generally start out with a little bit of a rose, because it always looks so pretty when there is a rose. And then I'm going to give it a. So what's nice with this one, sometimes I use this one, sometimes I don't, but this one actually works out quite nicely. Like if you're looking for a mermaid theme, this gives you that feel of like a bit of a under the sea mermaid theme. As usual, always the thinner side up so that you can see what, and so I go around. And then in general, you kind of do things in 3s and 5s, not 2s, generally. So I don't really want this dark purple next to that dark purple, so I'm going to do this one over here. And I'm going to twist it a little bit. And it doesn't want to come off. And it doesn't want to come off. Okay. I think it got dry a bit. So I'm going to just twist it a bit. And lift. So I'm going to do 2 of those. And like I said, it all depends on the size of your cupcake. And obviously this is way bigger than a normal cupcake. Then we're going to make some swirls. We can make them on top of each other. So this is probably as much as you would get on a cupcake. You wouldn't have much space for more than that. And by all means, you can do just those 3, or you can do 4. Or you can possibly fill up. You got to have a look to see what your cupcake is looking like for the area that you've got. And then I like to finish off with the stars, which just fill in the gaps. What I'm also going to do, I think, so then this one as well, I'm just going to put some stars over there, and possibly some stars over there. And then you can build on top as well. I mean, why not? You see, now my only problem is that now, so this would be perfectly fine if it was all one color, but because I'm doing it in a multiple of colors, I don't really want to have the two colors on top of each other. What we could have done actually is just done a big star over here. But again, this is now very full. This is more borderline of what if you had to do a cake in this kind of style. You can do a cake in this kind of style, by all means. And then I like to fill it up with stars. But then you just do it, or stars and twirls. But I do them in threes. And so if you were doing this on a cupcake, you would then just fill this up wherever your gaps and your holes are. Again, I don't like doing it so that I don't like, when I do cupcakes, I like my whole cupcake to be filled. I don't like any part of the cupcake being left open where it can get exposed to the air and dry. So that's one way of doing it. I'm actually going to, since I've got enough, I'm going to eliminate the purple because the pink is more or less actually, or the supposed light purple is actually more pink than it is purple. Okay, so again, so why I start off with the rose first is because it's the biggest. So this will be your biggest thing that you would use. Okay, so that's why I start off with the rose first. And then you could use a different rose nozzle to create the same effect. So I'm just now going to do it with the light shades of pinks and the white. So I'm going to do that. And actually you're going to see, like now I'm going to just use this one as my main thing, and then just star here. And a star maybe there on its own. Generally in like, we do it generally in odd numbers. Everything, if you even look on a flower, it's generally in so we're just going to do little stars. So you can fill that up on your cake with little stars. And really it's your own thing of what you might want to do. I'm going to do outside swirls. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill up with a little bit of white here and there. And then why I'm wanting to show you this variation is because I'm going to just do a, so it really all depends on your colors and how you want it to look. And then what you can do is you can put a gem in the center of your rose, and possibly some pink pearls on the end of there. And obviously with me, I put glitter on everything, so I would put glitter on here as well, because it just spruces it up quite nicely. What else? I've got some hearts, so I can put a little heart there and there. And then we can put some sprinkles. Where are we going to put some sprinkles? You don't need to go overboard either. You just put a little bit here and there just to make it look like something. And there we have a pretty, you can, like I say, I must admit, the purple, my light purple was meant to come out light purple, and it's not come out light purple, it's come out this weird dusty pink color. So it might be looking a little insipid, which was not what the plan was. Actually, I just want to see what you'll see if you can see the difference. Can you see the difference if you put glitter on? And you'll see that it just totally lifts it. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but what I'll do is I'll take a photo of it. Just want to see if maybe we can do something else. So yeah, so there's with the other ones. Where we can just do a combination. So I'm not going to use the rose. See, now I feel like the purple's too purple. Interesting. Let's see. I think you could actually, you can with this one. It doesn't come out too great, but you can actually do a swirl with it. Comes out very very large. These are also great if you're doing what do I call it, succulents. Another way also with this one. So even though it doesn't look like much, but when you do a few, it looks like mermaid scales. So it comes out quite nicely if you're doing like a mermaid theme. And you can just do it. And like I say, you can do them as much as however you think will work out for whatever you want to do. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do this. And instead of this little star nozzle, you could use a round nozzle, which will give you a really nice finish as well. Just gives you something else that's not so pointy, or a round end. Two things. And then you can just fill in wherever you want and however you want. So I've basically, oh, this one got messed up. I've already done basically 3 different patterns of different kinds of cupcakes. 3 variations of cupcakes basically with all the same nozzles. Yeah, they're similar, but they're not, you can also just possibly just use 3 yeah, I'll show you where we can just use 3. And again, you can maybe just put a daggery here and there. And always some glitter. always glitter. Actually, I've just thought that I'm going to show you how to do one where it's just 3 of them. Again, obviously this is way bigger than a normal cupcake, so you probably would not need it to be that much. Okay, I'm just filling up the gaps. So one of the ways you can I'm going to literally use just 3 of the nozzles, which is always probably a rose, which will definitely put a pearl in the center. So I'm just going to use 3 nozzles, but we're going to, oh, that one popped. My buttercream has decided it's starting to melt on the end. I'm just going to change the direction and make it fat, which really doesn't give the same effect to that way. That way is definitely better. And you can go straight as well. You can do it straight, which will give you that lovely twirl, that as well. There I've only literally used 3 different 3 of the nozzles, and then possibly put some sprinkles over here to make it look pretty, and then that's it actually. Yeah, a very short one today, thanks to load shedding and my schedule having to be rearranged a bit, but it's cool. I don't mind. Yeah, so that's my 5 my 5 favorite nozzles that I like to use. As you can see, I can get a multitude of different styles and looks out of it. And then when I put them together, you get, like I've already done 4 different little patterns that you can put on cupcakes. And by all means, you can do the same thing on a cake. Sometimes these look absolutely beautiful in pastels, in rainbow colors, really, or in mermaid colors. Generally, it's always mermaid colors that people go for, because this does make very much of a mermaid look, under the sea mermaid kind of feel to it. Anyway, guys, it was a quick one today, not a 3-hour, 4-hour stint. Like the other day, it was 8 hours. Sorry about that one. But a nice short 1-hour stream today. Yeah, I mean, if you're making some cupcakes and you use some of the things that I've shown you now, it'd be really awesome if you can post them on my Facebook page so that I can see what you've been up to. I love seeing what other people do after I've shown them how to do some stuff. Yeah, and have a fantastic rest of your Friday and a really delicious weekend. We're apparently in for good weather, nice weather for the weekend, which is really nice after last weekend being rainy most of the weekend. So yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you on Wednesday next week, if there's no load shedding at 9:30. If there's load shedding, I'm going to have to reschedule. But yeah, I'll catch you next week. next week Wednesday and next week Friday. Happy baking, guys.